Okay, class, picking up where we left off at. Instead of using the percent formula that was given to us previously, I decided to go with the standard algebra way of solving this word problem here. So let's continue with that. We have F. 24% of what number is 40.8? So first of all, we need to write 24% as a decimal, which would be 0.24. Of means multiplication. What number is our variable? Is mean equals, and we have 40.08. Now we need to solve this problem. So our next step will be to divide 0.24 on both sides. And x is equal to 170 when you put it in your calculator. Now, we come here to B. It says 3 is mean equal 6%, which is 0.06, of means multiplication, and what number is your variable. Now we divide each side by 0.06, and we will have x is equal to 50 is equal to x. Now we have what number, which is x, is mean equal 40% is 0.40, of means multiplication, 145. So we will have x is equal to 0.40 times 145, 58. Now it says here 56 is mean equals, what percent is x, of means multiplication, and 80 is just 80. Now we would divide each side by 80, and then we would take our calculator here. We would take 56 divided by 80, 56 divided by 80, and that gives us 0.7. So we have 0.7 is equal to x. Now remember, we want to change this to a percent. So we have to move this decimal 2 places to the right, which will give us 70, and put our percent sign. So it's 70%. Now we have what number is 28% of 150? What number is x? Is means equal. 28% is 0.28. Of means multiplication, 150. So we would take our calculator, and we would take 0.28 times 150, and that gives us 42. So x is 42. Now we scroll down to our next problem. What percent, which is x, of multiplication, 7.5, is mean equal 0.6. So we need to get x by itself. So we divide each side by 7.5, and x is equal to, we would take our 0.6 and divide it by 7.5. And that gives us 0.08. And we want to change this to a percent, so we move it 2 places to the right and add a percent sign. So x is 8%. Now we have I. What number is x? Is mean equal. 4% is 0.04, because you got to move that decimal to the left 2 places. Of means multiplication, and we have 1,550. Now we will multiply 0.04 times 1,550, and that equals 62. So x is equal to 62. Now we have E here. It says, what is 8% of 300? So what is x? Is mean equals 8% is 0.08. Of means multiplication, and 300 is 300. So now we would take 8 times 3, 0.08 times 300, which is 24. Now we have J. What number is x? Is mean equal. 115% is 1.15. Of means means multiplication, 420. So we would take 1.15 times 420. And that gives us 483. So X is 483. Now we scroll to the next page. It says example. Suppose that the local sales tax rate is 7.5% and you purchase a bicycle for $894. How much tax is paid? So we will have X, because we don't know how much tax is paid, is equal to the tax rate, which is 0.075, which is 77.5%, times the cost of the item, which is $894. So we have the sales tax is equal to the percentage rate times the amount of the item. So now we would take our calculator and we would take 0.075 and multiply 894. And we would get 67.05. That's how much money would be paid in sales tax. It says, what is the bicycle's total cost? So we would take our $894 and add our sales tax to it. So this will give us our nickel. 7 and 4 is 11. Carry a 1. So that's 15 plus 1. 9 and 6 is 15 plus 1 is 16. Carry a 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. So your final answer would be $961.05. Now example, a computer with an original price of $1,460 is on sale at 15% off. What is the discount rate? So we basically use the same formula. We have X, which is the discount amount, is equal to, first of all, let's take the percentage rate off, which would be 0.15, which is 15%, times the original cost of the item. So now we would take our calculator, we would take 0.15 times 1,460, and that would give us $219. This is how much is the discount amount. Now we want to know what the computer sale price is. So we would take the original cost of the computer minus the discount. We would subtract. So we have to borrow 1 from this 6. Make this 0, 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then we bring down our 1. So it's $1,241. That's the computer sales price. Now we have the example. We have all these values here. And it says here, A, how much tax will be charged in Cedar City for a television price at $649.98? So we'll go to Cedar City, and we want to do a television price. So what we would end up using here is the sales in use, which is 5.95%, because a television doesn't fit under these other categories here. So they want to know how much tax would be charged. So we will have X is equal to the percentage rate is 5.95%, which would be 0.0595 times the original cost. So we would take our calculator and we would take 0.0595 times $649.98. And that would give us approximately, we would need to round that, that would give us approximately $38.67. So $38.67 would be the approximate. We have to make these approximation symbols too. Okay, now it says, how would the tax be for a television with the same price in Las Vegas? So Las Vegas for a television, it'll be 8.10%. So we would take this same value. We had X is equal to, it was 8.10%, so it'd be 0.0810 multiplied by $649.98. So we will put this in a calculator, 0.0810 times $649.98. So it'll be $52.65. So it'll be $52.65. It says how much tax will be charged in Cedar City for a meal in a restaurant priced at $15.98. So we need to go here to see what is the rate for prepared food or a restaurant is 6.95%. So we would take X is equal to $15.98 multiplied by 0.0695. Because remember, it was 6.95%, and we changed it to a decimal. Now we would take our calculator, and we have $15.98 times 0.0695, which gives us approximately $1.11. So we'll take X, do our approximation symbol, and it'll be $1.11. It says, what would the tax be for a meal with the same price in Salt Lake? So we need to go up here to Salt Lake. Prepared food is 7.85%. So we would take X is equal to $15.98 multiplied by, let me go back up here, the 7.85%, which is 0.0785. Now we will multiply that. You will have 15.98 times 0.0785, and that'll be approximately $1.25. So the X is approximately $1.25. It says how much tax will be charged in Cedar City for a meal in a restaurant priced at $24.50 and a motel room priced at $75. So first of all, we already know the rate for a prepared meal. So we would take X is equal to $24.50 times 0.0695. Now this would take care of the restaurant meal. Okay, now, and then we also want to know the sales tax or the tax for a motel room. So we could do this, we could write that down. X is equal to $75 times, we will go back up here. It says here for a transient room, which is 10.20%. So we have 0.10220. So now we will multiply. So we will have 24.50 times 0.0695. That will give us approximately $1.70. Now we go to the next value here. We would take 75 times 0.1020, which gives us $7.65 exactly. Now we need to add these two values together. I took the liberty of adding these two values together and came up with $9.35. That would be the total amount of tax you would pay for the meal and also the motel room. Now we have F. What would the total cost be for your activities in Cedar City?